Yeah, and then Joanne squeezed it. Like,
Squeeze your own spots, mate. Why was she squeezing it?
She quite likes squeezing spots.
I don't get that. Should we go? Yeah. Ready? Is that a yes?
I've got to go and check the air before we start here.
What?
Go and check the bar before we start.
No, you've just done it on the camera. Where are you going?
I thought a second.
You've been quite good on Twitter.
Have I?
I would if I was to summarise in an emoji, I'd do a little fire one.
You don't like drinking Grover?
Never had it before.
You never had a Bovril?
No.
You're losing points for being on the podcast every second.
Good.
Thanks for that input.
Before we get into the Villa, I had a bit of a...
It would be silly to start with Villa in a podcast. Hello, welcome back to the Villa View podcast with Christopher Dolan and myself, Dan Bardell. I would advise this week that if you're watching via video, maybe change and switch it up to audio, because quite frankly, Dolan just looks like he's given up.
Whoa.
That beard is enormous. What's happening?
I don't know, I just fancied it, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm really not sure about it. I usually like a beard, but I said earlier on Instagram Live, if we turned your head upside down, there wouldn't be much difference.
No, it's very symmetrical, isn't it?
Your missus doesn't like it either, does she?
Hates it, mate.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me want to keep it
Really?
that bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, I do get that. I do get that.
I don't like being told what to do.
Yeah, that's the equivalent to me when someone slags off a Villa player. That makes me like them more and want to defend them more.
Exactly.
That's that.
So, and I also hate shaving. Absolutely
It
hate
is a
it.
bit of a
It's
ball ache.
pain in the backside.
Yeah.
So that's the beard covered. I think we can move on.
I think you need to talk up a little bit though. I know you're Dolan was out with the London Lions last night watching the big game, and he's struggling a bit with his voice today, which is not ideal for a podcast.
No,
to be fair.
But I think it just adds to the sexiness of it all. You know.
Yeah. Well, you need something to.
Yeah.
I'd say it starts the sexiness would be what I would say.
The voice is all I've got.
Yeah. I've had a beer. I've started coming with a beer tonight as well. I'm feeling a little bit all over the place after half a Frontier. Nice advertising for Frontier, but Dolan, I think last time you were on we were pretty miserable, but now
when was that?
Happy days. 9 points, 3 wins in a row for Villa, and suddenly we find ourselves in playoff contention.
Well.
Yeah, well
indeed. Anyone I spoke to after Derby, because we all got a little bit carried away after Derby, because we're like, okay, we're back, and then it was like, let's calm down a bit here, like, you know. Yeah. But Sunday came round, I was like, oh, okay, right.
Yeah, I was still pretty calm after Sunday.
Okay, and then you were like, listen, if we win Wednesday, it's game on.
Yeah, I did say that.
And it's game on. Won
pretty comfortably, I felt, in the end as well.
Yeah.
I've never really worried.
I mean, I thought,
apart from the start.
Well, yeah, I literally just got. Big up to the London Lions guys. I watched the game with them last night in a pub called the Black Prince in Kennington, South London, and it was about 60 Villa fans. It was great. Yeah, it was great. It was really, really good.
Any of them watch the Villa View?
Yeah, there was a couple of people watched it.
Did they recognise you?
I was downstairs going to the loo, and one of the guys was like, "Is that Dolan from the podcast?" And I was like,
"Oh, here he is."
Yes, it is.
It's the big dog.
Yes, it is.
You definitely can't miss you even more now.
I know, I'm even more hairy.
Yeah.
So I missed the first goal. I literally got in as they scored, but it didn't seem to deter us. We really kind of...
Well, instant response.
And it was the kind of goal that it was... Well, you were quite critical of Steer.
I just thought he just lost it completely.
I just think it was one of those. I think his positioning was, for what he thought was going to happen, was correct.
Really?
I think where we lost that was in the midfield.
It was kind of the way I felt like he fell over his feet. And as he was falling backwards, he didn't jump at all. He kind of just fell. That was the bit I didn't like. I'm not knocking him because he's been good since he's come in.
Yeah.
But I did feel, and obviously the goal hasn't cost us.
No.
But I just felt he was very questionable. And you're saying it's one of them things, but really through the season, how many one of those things have we had, especially in goal?
Well, it's been Steers first.
No, I know. No, that's fair. That's what I'm just saying. Though in general, you do feel like, why have we made so many errors?
Because we've had like 4 different goalkeepers.
Yeah, 5 we've had.
5. Yeah. They all seem to make errors.
Steer's been pretty sturdy.
I think with that first goal, I think McGinn alluded to the fact in the post-match interview that Lolly just ran through everyone.
Yeah, that was too easy.
That was far too easy. He's a good player. It was a good run.
A lot quicker than I thought he was.
It was very Grealish-esque. Yeah. But I don't feel he should have got through 3 players to let off the callback. And what happened was just a complete miskick.
Oh, it was no way on earth. He meant to do that, but it's like just getting. It felt like typical Villa at the time. They've got our hopes up on Sunday with a win, and we've started like that. It's an absolute disaster. But from then on, Forest had the moments. I think they were unlucky with a couple of calls. If I'm being honest, the goal that was disallowed was pretty hard.
Soft.
But that quick reply,
perfect,
just makes the world a difference.
We've gone back to that Villa that we were under Smith at the start when we always look like we're going to score.
Yeah, but we also look like we can defend now in general.
But we look like we can defend. Somebody's told me that when JT first came in with Smith, John Terry was doing he was working a lot with the youth players.
Really?
And it was Smith and O'Kelly that were working more with the first team. Apparently, like JT's like right back in the mix. Is that a? I mean, I don't know.
I'd be shocked by that.
So would I. Was
it a reliable source that told you that?
Was it you? Maybe told me. No. I don't know who told me it, but did Aston tell me it whenever we were away at Reading?
He's not a reliable source. Aston Radford.
Someone told me, but anyway, I mean, things look a lot better. Somebody mentioned, do you think Steer's been performing well because he's had a settled back four in front of him, and
it's not settled, is it? It's changed the last couple of games.
Yeah, it's true actually.
El Mohammed has changed with. Oh, mind you, Hutton only played 4 minutes in front of Steer in that Stoke game. Guesty, early question here. Guesty's asked, what has Dean Smith seen in Steer that others haven't? Because to be fair, 5 or 6 years Jed Steer's been here. He's not been treated fantastically. He's struggled with injury as well.
He's had a couple of
that's a given.
Terrible injuries.
But I think at the start of the season he was treated appallingly.
By Bruce, yeah.
Farmed out on loan and then called back when it was going well to be a sub essentially.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he's come in and made the place his own now. I wouldn't be changing him.
But I said to you, whenever we lost Johnson, we all agreed Steer was finally his time to step up. And he's never done anything wrong in the Villa shirt. He's never done anything wrong. He's
a good keeper by all accounts.
A bit like Alan Hutton, you know, the way Alan Hutton was treated over the years, and he never said a bad word against the club. Never dissed the club in any way, and when called upon, always give a thoroughly professional performance. But I think Steer, let's be honest. I mean, he's not had that much work to do to get back in the first 11. But because Kalinic, unfortunately.
Well, he got injured, didn't he? Kalinic. Steer wouldn't be. If it wasn't for injury, Steer wouldn't be in there. Let's face it. I don't think. That's my opinion.
I don't know.
You think he would have just dropped Kalinic? I'm not sure.
How many more mistakes?
But he's Smith's boy, Kalinic.
Yeah, but it wasn't working out.
£7 million.
Look at Bravo at Man City.
Well, that's across the whole season. Now it's quite early days with Kalinic.
Yeah, but he bought him as his number one. As his long-term number one, and he lasted a season.
But I don't think you can say that this is planned, because if you think about it, if Neeland hadn't got injured, Steer wouldn't be coming back, would he? He wouldn't have got called back. He wouldn't get called back to be a number 3 goalkeeper. No chance.
I was watching the goals from the 5-5 game last year before the game on Wednesday, and you look at the keeper, like.
Yeah, I think he was having an icky spell at that point.
His positioning was atrocious.
What do you think will happen with Steer now? Do you think, because he's out of contract in the summer?
I'd sign him up. I would sign him up.
I'm sure we all want to.
We'll lose Bunn for sure. He'll go. So it's a straight shootout between Kalinic, Steer, and Neeland.
Well, Neeland's going to be injured at the start.
Neeland's going to be injured, so it'll be between those two. But you just don't know. I mean, I would keep Steer 100%.
I would too. 100%. But will he stay? That's what I'm asking. Would he be content to stay unless he's guaranteed to be the number one? Because at this stage of his career now, he's 26, I think, Jed Steer. He needs to be playing week in, week out. And in his mind, he's probably proven himself. He proved himself when he was on loan at Huddersfield about 3-4 years ago at this level. And we've chucked money at a lot of goalkeepers. We've loaned a Manchester United goalkeeper. And Steer's been there. Obviously, he's been injured at times. But he's been there throughout. But he's kind of come from nowhere to get the jersey now. Probably at the time when you'd least expect him to get the jersey. We've just spent £7 million on a Croatia international. That's when he's come in and made the jersey his own.
Yeah, I always think like any club that does well in that league has a really good goalkeeper. Historically, over the years, teams that have gone up always have a really, really good goalkeeper.
I mean, Wolves went up last year with John Ruddy. I've never thought he was great.
He's good. He's at that level. At that level. Yeah. I think at that level. I mean, I wanted us to go in for him last year. Yeah. And it didn't happen. But John Ruddy's a great goalkeeper. Tim Krul at Norwich, another very, very good goalkeeper.
Coming back from long-term injuries.
Who's I mean, Sam Johnson at West Brom's a great keeper, but they're obviously having a bit of an issue. But I think
Apparently had a good game last night, though.
Yeah, but historically, for me, the keeper's the most important position on the pitch at that level. And we have, since we've come down, we've had an absolute stinker with goalkeepers, apart from Sam Johnson.
Well, Johnson, the entirety of last season, I'd have given him Player of the Year last year.
Yeah, apart from Johnson, but
Yeah.
like, who did we spent £5 million on Gleaney?
What a keeper! What a
£5
guy!
million.
I liked Gleaney.
7 million on Kalinic, 3.5-4 million on Nylands.
But we're in a bit of a predicament here because we've spent that 7 million on Kalinic, and I presume he's not going to be happy sitting on the bench in the Championship. Nor can we afford to have a £7 million goalkeeper
And what's
sat on the bench. I don't know how much he's on per week.
35-40 grand on the
I
rest.
suggest there's not space for both Steer and Kalinic next season. Although obviously at this point now we don't know what league we're going to be in.
Don't know how it's going to play out. It's something I just do not know how it's going to play out.
But do you think in some ways actually that's a good dilemma to have?
Well, I think if we, no, it is. Of course it is. But I think Smith's relishing the fact that he's finally got almost a full squad of players to pick from.
People are starting to come back.
They're starting to come back at the right time, you know.
Yeah. Slouchy.
But I think if we were to do a poll on Twitter or a poll online, who would you rather see as our number one goalkeeper next season, Steer or Kalinic? I'd say that it would be pretty unanimous.
I suppose it's
on the
not,
Jed Steer side of things.
It's not unfeasible that if Steer was to continue to see out the season in goal, that Kalinic could go elsewhere. It's not unfeasible, is it?
But as you say, you don't spend £7 million on a goalkeeper. But then again, it hasn't worked out for him so far.
Yeah. And obviously, as you say, when Neelan comes back, he'll be in the mix as well. Let's get back to the game a little because we've gone off on a weird tangent there completely. How important was it just to get an instant response?
It was just really, obviously, of course, it's important because historically, when we go behind, we tend to feel a bit sorry for ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
Over recent weeks, confidence has obviously been very low. It's not been a pleasant place or a pleasant squad to play in. So, there's no doubt having Jack back's just like phenomenal for us.
There'll be a few questions about that.
But I mean, it was just we just didn't stop playing. We just kept at it and kept at it. Got a first, got the equaliser. McGinn. McGinn gave us last night what Whelan just doesn't give us.
Yeah,
it's the legs, you know. And McGinn obviously has that in his locker. Whelan's been phenomenal for us in the last this season. He's been brilliant for us, but just McGinn just has that. Well, he's younger, but he just has that energy in him. You know, he's like a Duracell bunny. He just runs and runs and runs and runs.
Also, the rest's done him good, it seems.
And the rest,
2 games
somebody
off.
said in the Instagram live that has the rest on him good. And I think he even said
100%.
I think he even said it himself again. I think he said that Smith's been telling him just to calm down a little bit, you know. And I think he's tried to like over impress too much.
I just thought he was running on empty. I just thought he looked knackered again until he got his suspension. In a way, I think the suspension's done him a favour. Obviously,
Well,
he
changed the game
games.
on Sunday, didn't he? Came on and changed that game on Sunday.
And we didn't lose in the 2 games that he missed.
Yeah.
Either. So it's kind of done everyone some good, hasn't it?
Yeah,
And he did change the game on Sunday. I completely agree. Those 2 substitutions on Sunday completely swung the pendulum in our direction. What do you think of the goal? Because at first watch, I thought, keeper. Pantilimon.
I think
when you watch it again, it's a phenomenal hit. He's giving that some Weller.
Good hit. So it's I think some, you know, if that's your goalkeeper, you're going to want him to see a bit more from him. But it was a great strike. It was a great strike.
Took him by surprise, perhaps.
Great ball from Elmo down the right. McGinn doing what he does best. He kind of holds it up. The ball sort of seems to like stick to his feet. And he has this amazing like sort of low centre of gravity where he just sort of ducks his shoulder in and he
puts his bum in almost.
Yeah, it's a very unique.
He works a treat.
Yeah, he's got a very unique, distinctive style of play. But
he calls himself the meatball man.
Yeah. But great strike, and the second one, I cheered before it went in.
You know,
you could just see it. It was an absolute.
That's because my feed was ahead of yours, so you knew he'd scored because I'd text you.
No, Tom's feed was behind us.
Yeah, it was Tom.
It was Tom.
You're right.
No, it was a stunning strike. But he was saying that some of the lads, because it looked like it got a little bit of a reflection on the way through, which sort of
it got a little
bit of a nick, which maybe threw off Pantilimon, but it was arrowed straight for that corner.
I think he was going in anyway.
Yeah. It was
the way he hit it pure and true.
Super goal, like, you know. He only seems to score great goals, doesn't he?
His technique, I've got to say, he's shooting. A lot of his shots get blocked. they've always got good trajectory on them. They always look like they're going places. McGinn shot, his technique. Again, it's unorthodox.
Very unorthodox.
He gives it a wallop.
Yeah.
He's been a great signing, hasn't he, McGinn?
It's just that consistency, you know. I've got friends who's a big Hibs fan, and they love him. Like they just love him.
Yeah, a lot of people in the comments.
Everyone loves him.
A lot of people say they watch the Villa View
because of him,
because of McGinn.
Yeah,
they've adopted Villa as their second team. Hibs fans. So hello to all the Hibs fans out there watching the Villa View podcast. Yeah, I can't say I've returned the favour, if I'm being honest. I don't watch much Scottish football, but
what about Kilmarnock because of Tishibula?
I can't say I've caught too much Kilmarnock this season as well. I just want to talk about that midfield combination a bit. So last night he went back to what was successful before injury of Connor, McGinn and Jack.
Yeah.
It's kind of the pivot in front of the back four. I think he only gave the ball away once last night. Connor, by the way, he used the ball very well. Yeah,
he was very solid.
That's our best midfield combination, isn't it? Harsh on Whelan, but that is our best midfield trio.
Yeah, because they're all at an age. They've all got, and they all possess a match-winning feature.
Yeah,
her hands, their balls, phenomenal.
10 assists now, I think he's got.
Phenomenal. I love the fact that the Aston Villa official YouTube channel put out that video of all of his goals and assists.
Who's Connor's?
Yeah,
I've not seen it.
So they put out on the eve of the Birmingham game, I think it was. They put out like a 7-minute video on YouTube of all his goals and all his assists.
I've not seen that
since he joined Villa, and it just makes you appreciate what a great player he is.
That's why I couldn't understand the stick. That and a few other reasons, but I call him the delivery man.
Yeah,
because he's dead ball delivery. I mean, Courtney Horse said on Instagram earlier, I put it on a plate for me. I couldn't miss Connor.
Well, that's it. So look, his one with the left foot. I mean, deadly. Grealish is world class, and McGinn just bags of energy.
Meatball man.
The meatball man, bags of energy, and loves a hit. Loves his buttered popcorn as well. Yeah. Apparently.
Oh, okay. But you've already put it out there about Whelan as well, but how nice is it when you're trying to say out a game? Quality. You bring Whelan on. I've got to be fair. When he came on, he ran his nads off.
Yeah, he's become a bit of a fan's favourite. You know, I mean, from nowhere. Like
he's probably going to be going at the end of the season.
Yeah, I know. It's
we've liked him, haven't we?
Yeah, and you know, shout out to his missus, Karen. She
I doubt she watches. To be honest,
she doesn't like, but some of the abuse, the abuse he was getting last year was incredible. Even this year, it's been harsh. But no, he's been brilliant, and he's just a proper professional, isn't he?
I like him.
He's a footballer's footballer.
A few people have asked this. Would you give him another year?
I would.
Or do you think we're just moving away from that kind of mentality?
But you still need a bit of experience. You still need that in the squad.
He's low maintenance.
You need that. He's very low maintenance, and you just need people in and around the squad. And as you say, who do you bring on with 15 minutes to go? Who do we have really?
I gotta say though, we brought Burke here on the game before. I thought he helped us see the game out of Birmingham.
Carroll did well against Derby when he came on.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the game was
but he still came on and
Carroll was sat on the bench last night, not coming on. We've suddenly, like you say, people are coming back, and we've suddenly got options again. Yeah. We're winning games. Everything looks rosy from nowhere.
It's really good.
The Championship is nuts.
It's mad, but it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It is the best league in the world, bar none.
I still don't want to be in it.
Yeah, but I was thinking, like, again last night, you know, so what's the point of this? The point is to get back to the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
You speak to any Fulham fan.
Oh, yeah.
They are miserable. Absolutely miserable.
Well, yeah.
At least we're having a good time.
Well, we are now. We weren't over the last few months in the Championship. That's what I didn't like.
But the beauty of this league is 4 wins in a row, and you're back into something. You're back in the mix.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Premier League, 4 wins in a row can get you out of the bottom 3 possibly. But we're up there again, man. You know, we're pushing, and it's fun.
Do you watch much Championship other than Villa?
I do. Yeah,
I should watch more because obviously we're talking about it.
I can't say I could. I mean, I could probably name most of the starting 11s in the Premier League. Ask me to name the starting 11 of most Championship sides, I'd probably struggle.
I mean, I would say let's put it to the test now, but I'll probably be joining you struggling.
But I still watch a lot of Championship football.
I watch some, but my main interest is Premier League.
I keep on top of all. I've kind of got a club in every league. I just kind of keep a lookout.
Who's your Italian club?
Juve,
Glory Hunter.
Del Piero,
is that why? See, mine's Roma because of Totti and Batistuta.
Well, Del Piero for me, man, was the king of cool.
Like, baller, mate. King of cool. You're not gone on football, just king of cool.
The king of cool.
Is your Dutch team? Ajax.
Ajax.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Rome are the only ones I've really got out.
But I mean, really across the English league, across all the English leagues, I'd really keeping tab. You know, like Premier League, I've got a lot of respect for Liverpool, and I want to see them in the league.
So I feel that way about Man U. I respect Man U because they were good when I was growing up. Whereas I felt like Liverpool was more of a Northern Irish team, but we're completely going off on a tangent.
Championship
again.
Villa.
Well, yeah. Well,
League One. Sunderland.
No, I don't care. Although after the Sunderland documentary I do look out for them a little
brilliant.
bit.
And then, but then clubs like Portsmouth as well, but clubs who've been up there and fallen away.
Swindon Town.
Swindon, Crawley, because of John Gregory.
Yeah, I forgot he was there.
So
yeah.
there's a few.
Let's go back to the game.
Sorry,
we've really gone off on one again there. So they had a goal disallowed at the start of the second half that I thought was incredibly harsh. I mean, he pushed him. Pleasing.
He did push him, but it was harsh.
But it's kind of nice to see us get the rub of the green.
Well, you wouldn't be saying that if it was.
No, I wouldn't be.
You'd be.
But
livid.
I feel like we haven't had the rub of the green.
No, we haven't. No.
So that's why I'm celebrating it. I feel like it's some form of justice.
And we got away with one on Sunday as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hawes.
I was going to say, the more you looked at that, the more it became a penalty. But it was only because they showed it about 100 times. Obviously, the more you watch it, the more it seems. But obviously, Connor's whipped in another free kick. Courtney Hawes has got his first goal.
And that could have been,
handball.
Yeah, from where you were standing, like, I was like, did that go in with his hands?
I don't know
from where I was
hit.
From sitting watching it on the TV. I was like, oh. So you could have easily seen Dean maybe go from his angle, handball. It did come off his chest. It was his chest. But I've seen those kind of decisions being given against us.
I mean, Tammy Abraham scored a goal earlier in the season against Forest with his manhood. So we're scoring goals off all parts of the body.
But then again, Jay Rodriguez.
That's what I'm saying. That's like to get a decision. It felt good.
Not that it was a clear goal, but yeah. So we've had a lot this season go against us. So it's all just looking really tasty.
From that point, I never felt worried.
I was worried until 95 minutes.
You were a worrier.
I'm a proper warrior.
You're a big worrier.
Yeah, it's just hard to enjoy.
Did I just say we're in control? I just thought we were in control there. If anything, we're going to get the fourth. That's what I thought.
Yeah, but as a Villa fan, man, it's ingrained in you to worry.
I know sometimes, every now and again, I get a game where I sit there and I'm really relaxed, and this was just one of them. I said on Twitch, it's probably the third time in my life we've seen a game out comfortably, but I was just never worried.
No, I was worried.
No,
it only takes.
Even when 7 minutes of stoppage time came up, I thought, nah, okay, I'm not really bothered by this. I think we've won.
Yeah, no, I mean, in the end, it was comfortable.
I mean, your mentality's better because you can only be pleased. I could be hurt by the mentality that I'm coming in with.
Yeah.
So your mentality is definitely better. Tammy had a bit of an off day.
Yeah, people have been saying that.
Holly Gen 86 says, are we worried about his lack of goals recently? I'm
because he would have scored last night if it wasn't for a great save. These things happen.
I didn't think he had a good game last night, though, I've got to say. I thought everything he tried, nothing really came off.
Great, but our game was our midfielders last night. Our three midfielders were our driving force. They were what that was all we needed. Like they won the game for us.
I thought those three and Graham were really good.
They were, yeah.
You weren't having Graham on the live. I thought Graham was excellent. And 90 minutes in the tank for him.
I can't think what he did that stood out last night.
He went on a couple of amazing runs, Andre Green. He worked his socks off. He was switching flanks and looked dangerous on both flanks. I thought Andre Green had a really good game. I thought he was really effective. I think he keeps the shirt for the weekend.
Well, I just think at the minute...
I thought he was better than El Ghazi.
I think, well, he's...
You're not having El Ghazi at all, are you?
It's just the past few times, like last night, he went down and he just straight away. Brentford, he was down straight away. He's like, right.
You've got to tell people who are listening via audio what you're doing there.
Oh, yeah, straight away. He's like, he wants to come off.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to have much oomph. Much oomph or much kind of back. He hasn't got much of a backbone. He just seems he seems very lightweight.
I just think like many wingers, he's just very up and down.
Yeah.
And fair, you could label that a few of our wingers.
When he's good, he's very good.
Yeah.
When he's off, he's off. There's no in between them, is there? Really?
No, I thought Derby was good, but that game was going well. So when I get what you're saying. You're saying when the chips are down. He's not one you'd really want on your side. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. He's not the kind of guy that would drag you. He wouldn't drag you through a game.
No.
He has to be. Yeah, it has to be going well for him. You know what I mean? He's very much a confidence player. The thing is, he like prides himself on being like a Ronaldo. Like that's his hero.
He reminds me more of Arnautovic, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but Arnautovic, he's got that steel. He's quite steely, and he can create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
And when as you said, when the chips are down, he can get you out of a hole. I just don't see El Ghazi. He hasn't got that edge. But he lacks an edge.
That West Brom and those West Brom and Middlesbrough games in a row. I think we had 2 away games in a row, possibly.
He was good Stoke as well.
That West Brom game, he looked a player. That West Brom away game, he looked very, very good. And yeah, the run away at Stoke to create the goal for a Doma. There's obviously a good player there.
There is a very good player there, but I think it's mentality-wise. I just think he lacks a little bit of a mental toughness.
He's played for Ajax though. He's played for Holland, so he's got something.
Scored at Camp Nou as well, didn't
he? Yeah, I think he did. He's got something, hasn't he?
Oh, he has, yeah. But I've not seen it on a regular basis.
No, consistency is definitely a problem.
If we can get 2 really, really top class wingers in next season. Who would you have if you could? Because Adoma's gone off the boil. El Ghazi, I don't think will be there next season. So that only kind of leaves us with Andre Green. Kodja won't be there next year.
I said previously that I'd always pick Adoma because he gives you it going the other way. But now we've shored ourselves up at the back. I'm not sure we need that. There's not a need for that.
No.
As much at the moment. I'd probably stick with the 2 we've got. Andre Green and El Ghazi.
But if you could sign 2 wingers next season,
it depends what league you're in, mate. We're talking possible Premier League now.
That's true.
Yeah, you just don't know.
In the Championship, then who stands out? Who stands
I like
out
Watkins at Brentford, but I think it's too easy to come here and say, "Oh, I like Brentford players that Dean Smith's worked with." Obviously, Leeds have got Alioski on the wing. He's a good player. Hernandez is 31, 32. He's probably coming to the end of his career. Realistically, I guess you would say Watkins, just because he's worked with Smith before.
West Brom.
I've never been keen on him.
No.
I don't know whether my West Brom bias is playing with me a little bit there, but I've just never been sure about it.
Azeri, is he a winger? QPR guy?
He can play on the wing. Yeah. I mean,
there's a couple.
Mind Snodgrass back if I'm being honest. If he'd be prepared to drop back down, but I think again that's just obviously the character he's playing on my mind there. Someone that did come on, and I thought, well, Aston Radford, my friend of the channel, was texting me absolutely laying into him and hammering his work rate. Which
you were happy about him, either, were you?
I think what? No, I'm not saying that. Kodja came on up front, and I felt like if the ball was coming into the box, he might make a sprint for it because he thought he might get a tap in. But going the other way, he's kind of meandering around the pitch. What did you think?
Well, I turned around to the guy beside me and said, like, do you remember the Kodja we had in the first season?
Things like the hump?
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
His body language is all over the shop. He's a huff. He's a big baby. I thought he did okay last night, to be fair. I thought he came on and did okay. I liked his little back heel from McGinn. Thought he had an effort where he flicked it over the keeper and nearly went in. He did okay. But he's just very, very lazy.
He can't play as a lone striker. Absolutely never.
Well, he did for us. He did for us when he first came.
We weren't a good team then.
No.
I think in a good team, he's not effective enough. He doesn't do the things a lone striker can.
Somebody said a fit Kodja is better than a fit Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm not on board with that at all.
Which is mental.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I completely disagree with that. Abraham's, again, I look at productivity as one of the main things, and Abraham's productivity is pretty much unrivaled.
22?
21 he's on at the moment, yeah.
So, it speaks for itself.
But we're talking about Tammy he's only scored 1 in his last 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, he's still effective.
No, let me finish. Sorry. I'm not saying that. But how good is he that we're sharing goals around now?
Yeah, and that's always been the problem.
Yeah.
We've always been reliant on one player.
Connor scored a couple the other way. Jack's getting on the score sheet. McGinn 2 last night.
Yep.
Hawes and Mings have all scored in the recent past.
It's what you need. It's what you need. You need goals from all over the pitch. You look at any successful team over the years, whether it be Premier League, Championship, they've all had a 15-goal midfielder.
Yeah. Scholes,
Lampard, Gerrard. There's all that you need that. Sure, look at Hurahan last season, the highest scoring midfielder since David Platt.
Yeah. That
says it all. You need goals to be shared equally. And the problem is, if Tammy was banging in goals week in, week out, there's no doubt people would be complaining, going, "Oh, we're very reliant on Tammy Abraham."
Well, I think a lot of people were saying that earlier on in the season, calling it the Tammy Abraham show.
But now, as you said, the goals are being spread out, and now they're going, "Oh, he's a little bit off the boil."
Yeah.
I thought, apart from the wonder save, well, it was a very good save from Pantaleon. He would have bagged a goal last night.
Yeah.
And he did everything right.
I just think he had an off night. I think everything he tried didn't come off. That was how I saw it. I'm not saying he was rank or anything like that. I'm just saying he tried a lot of things and not much of it worked.
He was fine. He was decent.
Yeah.
He was decent. He was effective, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah. We looked streetwise last night. We were talking about this
said
on the
that,
way in. We just looked streetwise, didn't we? Like,
That's Mings.
you think that's all down to Mings?
Yeah. He's
Can't
just
all be down to Mings.
well, you lead from the back. He's a proper geezer.
Yeah.
He's a proper bloke, isn't he?
He's a
He's
phenomenal defender
like
at this level.
absolutely. In fact, I can't remember the guy's name, but again, the guy sitting beside me last night compared him to being a championship version of Virgil van Dijk.
It's not a terrible
And
shout.
I think I see what he means.
Yeah.
He's got that similar builds. Very vocal, very commanding, good in the ball, great distribution, good in the air. He's a quality player.
But I look at it and think this guy's struggled with injuries over the last few years. He's come here and he's had a run of games. Bournemouth must just be looking at him and rubbing their hands now and thinking,
yeah.
"Oh, great, we'll have him back."
Typical Villa, like, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
we need him.
they've just gone and signed Mebham for £9 million. So they're not going to.
Man, they're in the Premier League. They've got money. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, it's true.
They're in the top 20 clubs over the last 3 years or something for money spent in the world.
He's the first person, no matter what league we're in next season, he's the first person that I want to tie down.
I think it's going to be very difficult, if I'm being honest with you. I think it's going to be very hard. That was a question from Jack WSR Aston. Will we keep any of our loan players? And Chico Hamilton's pants asked that as well. I think it's going to be very difficult. Paul's obviously seems like it's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah.
We understand £2 million or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I don't think Wolves are too bothered about that.
They don't need him, do they?
No. Tom Carroll's a bit of a strange one.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with that one.
Twanzebe, no chance.
Twanzebe, no chance.
And I'm starting to think Mings, no chance.
Well, you just don't know, but I would tell you what.
I look at Bournemouth's defence and I think...
Give him what he wants.
He's better.
Does he want £50,000 a week? Give it to him.
Yeah, but it's that kind of attitude that's got us in trouble, Dolan.
Yeah, but he's worth £50,000 a week.
He is at the moment.
He's worth £50,000 a
But
week.
if he gets that £50,000 a week, does it change? Does that change things? Just playing devil's advocate here.
No, you're right.
I don't think that.
You're right. That's been the problem with us. We've just thrown money at the problem, and it's been a problem.
I mean, we're hoping we're going to not have to worry about these things, and we're going to be in the Premier League now.
Calm down, mate.
No, I said we're hoping. I'm not saying it's going to happen. There's still a long way to go. There's a lot of things can change, as we've seen in the last few weeks in a good way.
You told me you'd booked your hotel.
Why would I book a hotel when I live in London, man?
For Wembley?
No, absolutely complete fabrication. Because why would I do that? Because I live in London. It's 20 minutes away from there. I'm not saying we're definitely going to go for anything like that, but we've put ourselves in with the shower, and I think that was the worst thing I was feeling a few weeks ago, was that the season was just petering out into nothing, and I was just thinking, I just want the season to end now.
Well,
suddenly now we're like, what's going on?
We all said if somebody said, do you want to end the season right now?
Oh, I'd have taken
after West Brom, I am done with this.
I'd have been on holiday for sure.
And I think I did tweets saying I'm done. I'm done with this, and it reminded me of the Villa Park of old. You know, when we went down that season, the toxic atmosphere. It was not nice.
It was suddenly all looking very grim.
It was looking bleak, and you feared. I said to you, I really fear for Smith. Is he going to be the manager that loses that record against Birmingham? But he became the manager that actually we haven't won at St Andrews in what?
We definitely haven't won in the Championship.
Haven't won there in a decade. Must be.
Not far off. Probably. You're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right.
You know, and he's gone and won it 1-0. Sweet as you like. And then last night, perfect.
Yeah. Now
I fancy us on Saturday. You know.
Do you?
I really do. Yeah. They're having it.
They've lost the last couple of minutes, and I've got the results.
Have you seen a few of the comments?
I had a browse earlier and they did not. It's not a surprise, is it? Because I wouldn't be happy with our manager.
It's not a hobby camp.
With Pulis.
No,
he's had a lot of resources as well. Big resources. They spent money in the summer.
Even whenever we beat them 3-0,
yeah,
they weren't having them.
I mean, they went down to 10 men last night.
Well, they've appealed for that, haven't they?
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. They've lost the last two games at home 2-1. So they've lost to Brentford and Preston North End. So they'd have been looking at those two games thinking, right, that's a chance to consolidate. And in fact, the opposite's happened because they've been dragged into it now. They've been dragged into that flurry of teams.
We're only 4 points off them.
Yeah, and we win on Saturday. We're a point off them.
Well, we win Saturday. Somebody made the point that Derby aren't playing at the weekend. Derby and Forest aren't playing at the weekend. So if we win, we go top six.
We go top six, and then into the international break. We've got the top 6.
We've got that two week rest.
It's almost a 6 points on Saturday.
It's massive.
Well, in fact, it is a 6 points. Almost.
It's massive. So, I mean, they can't score at the minute.
No.
I mean, if there's a run of 5 results that have Tony Pulis and Steve Bruce written all over them, It's those.
I mean, I look at this now and think it's a good time to play them. I think it was a good time to play Derby when we played them.
Yeah.
I think it's a great time to play Middlesbrough now.
Yeah.
And a chance to win 4 in a row. Don't happen too often.
But we just have to.
No, obviously.
We're on camera here. Like,
I know, I'm aware of that.
we're setting ourselves up.
I'm not getting overexcited or anything
No.
like that. But as I say, it's just nice to suddenly put ourselves back into contention. And it's nice that everyone feels like they're won again, the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, we came here and did a podcast a few weeks ago after the old Horan incident. I don't really want to drag up.
No.
But I was coming on here and saying it's just a disconnect. Now I'm thinking everyone's together again. We're buzzing. We're on a roll. Jack's back. He's like kind of. Everyone says, is it just to do with Jack coming back? I think that's a simplistic way of looking at it.
It is.
Is Jack the catalyst?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
Everyone just looks better. Horan and McGinn get more space when Jack's on the pitch.
100%.
The wingers get more space. And Jack can operate with the lack of time. Doesn't bother Jack.
I would love to go back and look at the amount of goals we've scored through Jack's free kicks.
Yeah.
Through Jack just getting fouled in the red area.
And then Connor
And then Connor whipping them in.
Yeah.
Which is what we didn't have.
Yeah.
That's what we missed. Badly.
Nice to get one over Martin O'Neill last night. Especially after he blanked you.
That's why he blanked me against QPR. You know, I'll never forgive him for that. Like, I'd forgiven him about walking out on us 5 days before the season, but that was
the topper.
That was the.
If people don't know, we saw Martin O'Neill at QPR and Dolan was shouting him, Martin, and O'Neill pulled his phone out and pretended to be on the phone. Dolan, probably the least cool you've ever looked, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially in front of me. I lost respect for you that day.
Wasn't a good look, was it?
No, it wasn't a good look at all. In front of the ladies as well. Not good. Not good for Dolan's street cred. I got to admit, I had a right smile. Everyone knows my thoughts on him, but it was extra satisfying to be him. And seeing how annoyed he was as well on the touchline. There's a spat as well, wasn't there, between Roy Keane and John Terry?
Yeah.
I'd like to see a cage fight between those two.
Terry put a picture up on Instagram, caption this.
Yeah. You see Gabby?
No.
So Gabby commented saying, typical Royal mouth.
Well, they did. They didn't get on at all, did they?
No.
At Villa.
I got to question Gabby a little bit, actually.
He pinched her.
Well, yeah.
He pinched her picture.
I did a lovely Instagram post of him and Jack. Put a few images together after the Blues game about Derby Day heroes. No comment from Gabby, anything like that. The next thing I know, he's rocking up on Gabby Bonnor's Instagram. Jack Grealish is on there.
Love you, brother.
Oh, what a picture. Great picture. I was thinking, well, yeah, it is a good picture. I made it.
Just text Kev and say, here, have a word, would you?
Oh, well, I'll get on to him. He went last night. He'll be absolutely buzzing.
You text Kev or WhatsApp him and you get a response 5 days later, so...
Yeah, it's true, actually. I'm still waiting on a reply from last night, actually. Don't know if he arrived at the ground safely, if I'm being fair.
He was there, but, like,
yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. One massive downer. I don't know whether you've seen this because we haven't really spoke about it. Yes, the knife incident.
Ooh.
I don't really want to talk too much about it, but I'm flabbergasted by that.
I didn't know about it until, I think it was Stephen Deacon.
Yeah.
In the questions, brought it up, and I had a little scroll, and it was horrendous.
Yeah, would you want to send Martin Hollinshead all the best from the channel, because you shouldn't be going to a football match and having that happen to you.
What's wrong with people?
Especially from your own, someone who you're supposed to be on the same side as.
What is wrong with people?
For those of you who don't know, there was an incident last night. I don't think it was an official club coach, but a coach drops the Villa fans back at the Bag at Arms in a... I don't know where that's classed as, to be honest, somewhere in Birmingham.
In the Midlands.
There'd been a disagreement on the coach. Martin thought that they'd made up and everything, and they got off the coach, and unfortunately Martin's ended up with a life-changing scar because he's been slashed down the face by a fellow Villa fan with a Stanley knife. So it's all well and good us Villa fans giving it the big one about Birmingham fans' behaviour, but then when we're doing stuff like that to our own, it's not a good look.
Embarrassing.
No, I'm shocked by it.
It's worse, actually.
Yeah, it is worse.
It's worse. It's worse than what happens.
Yeah, I agree with you.
On Sunday, by a million miles, it's worse.
And the fact is, this guy's got into the ground with a knife.
A weapon.
It's not good. So yeah,
what's he doing? Carrying a knife with him for anyway?
I don't want to dwell on it too long.
Sort it out, would you?
Send our best to Marty, because that's horrible.
It's awful. The picture is gruesome. So if you're squeamish, I wouldn't.
No. Best wishes to Martin. Let's concentrate on something a bit more positive. Let's just look at the league table in a bit more detail now. So I think we can pretty much write off Norwich, Leeds, Sheffield United and West Brom they'll be in the playoffs at the very least. Those four, looking at it with 10 games left for some of them. 9 games left, sorry, for them. Middlesbrough on 58 points, played 36. Derby, 56 points, played 37. Bristol in 7th, 55 points, played 36. Villa and Preston, 8th and 9th, 37 played, 54 points. We are back in it. We are back in it, aren't we, Dolan?
Very much so. I don't know. Preston were so
They've been on a good run.
We're so into it as well.
Yeah, they've been on a really.
I hear West Brom are after
Alex Neil.
Alex Neil as well.
I'd be shocked if Jukanovic didn't go there.
Well,
Let's ask you. It's a Villa podcast, obviously. Let's ask you about the Darren Moore sacking. I think that's up there as one of the worst sackings
one of
ever.
the worst.
Up there with the Gary Rowett sacking.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
What goes on in these football clubs? Like, honestly, I just do not understand how people get to that level and think they're qualified enough to make decisions like that.
Considering the state they were in when Darren Moore took over as well, again, that's a shocking decision.
You know what I mean?
Apparently they've not been good recently, but
so what?
You're fourth?
Yeah, they're fourth in the league, and I mean, you know, they beat us 2-0 comfortably in a derby.
I mean, we were poor, but yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I honestly could not believe that. Could not believe it. I mean, I thought, did you see Adrian Durham's?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'll make of that, because part of me thinks that Adrian Durham does a lot of things because he knows it's going to be controversial.
Clickbait. I think he's out of order saying that. Like, personally,
Yeah.
I think he's way off the mark. But
it's not something I really want to get into.
But what it was just a horrendous. It was a horrendous decision.
Yeah.
And I really feel for Darren Moore because he's clearly got a lot about him.
I think he's done everything right since he's been there.
Very good coach. He's one of their own. He's been playing some good football with them as well, and he almost kept them up last year as well.
Oh, yeah, and now we're dead and buried.
Probably 3 games away from keeping them up.
Well, we've talked about on this podcast that their hiring naturally at that point was very sensible, the right thing to do. It galvanised them going into the start of this season.
Settle it down a little bit as well.
I'm shocked by it, but I felt like West Brom fans in general, though, and I can only go off social media here, they weren't really that fussed by it. A lot of them didn't seem that bothered. The lad that does the Sky Sports stuff after the highlight show, he seemed annoyed by it. But in general, the social media reaction seemed like...
I think because it happened after they drew it home with the switch, so they were probably...
I think it's a bit knee-jerk.
Well, I think their reactions on the sacking, because it came so quickly after a game they should have won. Yeah. They were kind of like, oh, all right, mate, see you later, I'm done with it.
You're saying they should have won, but it's true with someone else who they did us a favour the week before, the game before, didn't they, as well? Like, it's cliche, but there is no easy game.
No, there's not at all.
You can trip up at any point in the Championship.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying not to get too carried away. Because you can just trip up.
Yeah, completely. But I think they'll look back, the West Brom fans, and realise what a great job he did.
Yeah, I'm shocked by it. As I say, I think it's one of the worst sackings ever. And look when Birmingham sacked Gary Rowett, look what happened to them afterwards. And they've kind of rebuilt a little bit now with Gary Monk. He's done a good job there, despite what we think about what happened on Sunday.
He's a great
Gary
manager.
Monk's done a great job.
Great manager.
At Blues. Let's just talk about the Blues game, because obviously I've given my opinion on videos on the Villa View earlier on in the week. Rollo, James Rushton. Not heard anything from you. And I just heard something from your stomach there. A bizarre noise. An absolute bizarre noise. Let's just talk about the Jack incident, because it is the talking point. He's obviously the guy's gone to jail since. I wasn't surprised when I saw that happen. When I saw the attack, it didn't surprise me. No. Did it surprise you?
It surprised me he got so far.
Again, that didn't surprise me, but yeah.
I've never seen anything like that though. Usually when you get to that level, or you get that far, you just sort of do a little dance and a little wee.
I think he just got carried away.
And I think he just saw red, and he saw a mist came over him. But listen, the guy's an absolute moron. He's a you know, it's the one thing about football that makes you want to walk away from it is some of the mindless,
and there's a lot of
morons that you see. Last night's incident as well, you just think, what is going on? Like,
it's football at the end of the day.
It's football, like.
We all love it. But things have gone too far now, haven't they?
You know, it's ridiculous. And what I don't get is, like, you know, people say they hate Jack Grealish. Why do you hate him?
I mean, I hate Birmingham City, but not to the point where I'm going to go on the pitch and attack one of their players.
I dislike Birmingham City as a club, but if Shea Adams is in the pub and I see him in the pub,
you're doing nothing, are you?
I'd be like, all right, mate, how you doing?
I wouldn't be like having a photo with him or anything like that.
I'll be like, how's it going?
I'd have a chat with him and say, you've had a good season, mate.
Good season, mate. How's things?
Yeah.
Because that's just called manners. It's just what you do in everyday life.
I might give him a bit of stick about his miss at Villa Park.
Yeah, but you don't thump the guy, like, do you know what I mean? But even on Birmingham fan TV before the game, they were getting score reactions. Oh, I hate Grealish. Oh, I hate him. And then the whole Sterling thing as well. How can you hate, like, they're footballers?
I mean, I
The
think it
footballers.
comes. You know what? I
I
think
don't
it comes
hate
down
anyone
to.
that much.
I think it comes down to sheer jealousy.
100%.
He's a local boy.
Yeah.
He's living his dream.
Completely.
He obviously has grown up wanting to do well against Blues, as all of us would if we were footballers.
Completely.
And I don't think they, some. I'm not saying all Birmingham fans, because there's a lot of Birmingham fans that have condemned WAF, and they're not happy about it, and fair play to them. Obviously, they're just good people, normal people that support a football team, want to see their football team do well, but don't want to see it shamed. Some people have got no shame anymore. They don't care about what they say or do. The lad, I'm not even going to like give his name out and give him the joy of hearing his. Not that he cares, but you know what I mean. I don't want to say his name. The lad with the tweets after the game. What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with people?
Get a life.
But I blame. I think it's a problem in our society in general.
Oh, yeah, it's a society problem for sure.
I think it's a problem in our society. I think you look at the rags like the Red Tops. They constantly strike fear into us. They constantly try and overhype, and they constantly try and make us believe that something really dreadful's happening. And it strikes fear. It strikes anger into people. They and they just sort of lash out. And I just find society at the minute. I'm baffled.
Poisonous.
I really do. And in all walks of life, football. You go to gigs, anything. Just in general, people's behaviour and people's attitudes towards fellow humans, I find completely it is out of order, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And that just what we saw on Sunday just doesn't happen at football games. It
Shouldn't
happens
happen at football games.
but it happens. It happens everywhere. It happens on the street. It happens. It happens after nights out. It happens. It happens at concerts. It happens.
It happens for no reason, essentially.
For no reason, and it just gets me down, man. It just really gets me down.
What do you think is going to happen to Blues now with that points deduction?
No, I don't know.
You think they get a big fine?
I think they'll just get a fine and they'll get a slap on the wrist. I mean, I don't know what's happening with the whole FFP thing. There's probably a cloud hanging over them as well with that, isn't there? So
I almost feel like a big fine and a points deduction. It's not really fair. It's one idiot. Obviously, a lot of people have then cheered when it's happened, which is unforgivable.
You say that, but like it's not fair on the fans if the club break FFP rules.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
But you get punished for it.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, but it's still like it's not our fault that we have reckless owners.
But do you think the FA have to make a statement? Something big has to happen.
Yeah, well, for me, it's too late.
Part of me thinks there will be a points deduction.
For me, it should have happened.
I don't know why.
What are they waiting on? What's because
they've only charged the club with that incident today, as well as charging Villa and Blues for failing to control the players, which is tedious.
What?
I'm not sure what the exact name of the charge is, but they've charged them for that incident. So there's going to be a punishment incoming. Again, I'm not sure how long it takes for that punishment to come in.
I think they'll get a fine, and that'll be it.
Do you think? See, a lot of ex-footballers, a lot of respected footballers, people like Gary Neville
and Shearer,
they've said points deduction, games behind closed doors.
I would agree, but it'll not happen.
I'd be shocked if the Derby game at theirs wasn't, if we were in the same league next season, wasn't played behind closed doors at their place now.
That might happen, yeah. Our next meeting with them may well be but that'll be it. There'll be nothing. They're too soft. They're too soft. The FA, the EFL, just too soft.
Does today's other fine about, there's going to be a fine for failing to control the players, do you feel like that's almost there to try and mask
a little
the
bit.
Bigger incident? Like, we'll give them a fine for this. We'll give them both a fine for this as well. Maybe people won't notice that we're going to be lenient.
I just think. But then again, as Merson said, 14 weeks in jail.
I think that's a joke.
But they'll take that. Because he'll do 7 and he'll get out and he'll be like, oh, hey, 7 weeks in jail. Whoa, what a geezer, like.
Again,
what a lad.
This isn't a dig at all Birmingham City fans, because as I say, plenty have condemned it, plenty are really embarrassed by it.
But then 15,000 also clapped them off the pitch, so.
But there will be an element that will treat that guy as a hero. Of
course.
To go fund me straight away to try and pay his costs.
He'll do it again. You shoplift once, you still try it again.
I mean, he can't come in a football match again, so.
But he'll do it. He'll still do it again somewhere else. He won't. Yeah, he won't. He doesn't give a toss. He isn't clever enough.
I mean, I think the worst thing
he isn't actually clever enough to know what's right and what's wrong. He hasn't got the wit or the brain capacity to go, maybe that wasn't right. And he's only sorry because he was caught.
I mean, you can't fail but to get caught there.
Do you know what I mean? Like, like he's only shown remorse because he's over the press.
Well, they said he showed remorse, and then the next thing I hear is he's asked was why he did it whilst he was showing remorse, and he said because he thinks Grealish is a knob. Well, you don't know him.
Do you know what I mean?
I can assure you he's not.
That sums it up.
Yeah,
that sums it up for me. So
absolutely ridiculous. I had something to say. You've completely thrown me. I've completely forgotten what it was. Let me see if I can try and recall it. I've got it. Do you think when he comes out, I don't know whether this could possibly happen if there's any kind of legal difficulties, so someone might need to educate me in the comments. Surely he can just sell his story to a rag like the Sun, and he'll get 10, 15 grand for doing that. I would imagine.
He'll be on Big Brother.
Be on Jeremy Kyle.
He'll be on Celebrity Big Brother in a few years. It's pathetic. His country it's gone to the dogs, man.
But do you think that could happen? He could literally make 10, 15 grand easy money for just talking about what he did in the papers, the Sun, the Mirror.
And he'll come out and it'll be like, there'll be a picture, there'll be like a...
with his
family and stuff, and, you know, and with his kids, and he'll be like, you know, so what came for me, and it'll be all this nonsense, and everyone will believe it. They'll be like, oh, you know, poor bloke, you know, he's on benefits, you know, it's like...
He's surprised he's never happened to Gabby, because he really did have the Blues fans on strings. The amount of goals he scored. Are you surprised now that did happen to Gabby? But
Jack's better than Gabby, and also there wasn't as much of a social media presence around football as there is now, so people don't jump on hashtags and storm, you know, chat and build up that kind of that level of hatred and animosity. There wasn't that didn't really exist when Gabby was at his peak.
No.
There weren't fan channels, there weren't Instagram, you know, so that's why I think that it didn't happen, because there wasn't that level of, and the generation that were around when Gabby was at his peak are probably a bit older now.
Yeah,
as well,
because he was hated.
He was hated, yeah,
for obvious reasons,
of course. But so yeah, I'm surprised. But then I think I've just said I think that's probably why
society's now just got to the level. Gabby's not playing for us anymore. Jack's the new new kid on the block.
And society's got the level now where people think they can do what they want. People think they can do, say, and behave in public as they want, and it's just the pits.
What a world we live in, mate.
It's the pits, mate.
Let's just talk about another local hero quickly. Craig Gardner went back to his Villa loving roots.
He's put a little smiley face beside Gardner's name on the notes, which is quite clever.
Like, this is, from my point of view, this is how I don't like Craig Gardner, the footballer, the man that plays for Birmingham,
or his brother as well.
I'm not talking about his brother now, but it's satisfying to see him miss those two chances, because he's given it the big one about Villa before. But again, I'm not really on the pitch and hitting him.
No, again,
I'm laughing about him missing chances at the end.
Yeah, I don't like him. But if I saw him on the street, I'd be like, oh, there's Craig Gardner.
I'd give him some banter.
All right, mate. How you doing? I wouldn't go and thump the guy like.
No.
But yeah, of course, there's people that you dislike.
But satisfying he missed those chances, wasn't he? Especially, of course. Should have buried the header. Absolutely buried the header.
But I think with him as well, like, listen, I don't mind. For me, if you're a Villa player, if you're an Arsenal player, Spurs player, and if you go and play for your rivals, and so be it, because it's their career, it's their job at the end of the day. And they're there to make money. Really, they're there to earn a living and make money. That's what they do, like we do in our jobs. Okay, so we have to get that straight. So the fact he's going to Blues, that doesn't really bother me. It's just his kind of comments he made. Remember last season, whenever they went down. Last season when they stayed up.
I was the like, Redknapp one. He was saying before
that lot down the road and stuff, and he was really giving it stacks. You know, so from that point of view, he's been mouthy. So it was nice. It was nice to sort of see that happen, and obviously with his brother Gary, the whole keep right on thing. That doesn't help. Doesn't help things, is it? Like when you're a Villa player and you're doing the old hashtag KRO, it's not going to help. It's not going to help.
I mean, he's done himself no favours. I don't envisage him playing for Villa again.
I can't see it.
If Blues can sign players, depending on what happens with the transfer embargoes and whatnot, financial fair play, he'll be a Blues player next season. But he's done well there by all accounts.
But if you could write a script about, or if you had told us what would have happened on Sunday, you couldn't really have written it.
It was justice.
It was complete justice, and I loved the fact that post-match Jack was asked about, you know, what are your thoughts on that game, as if he would have gone, oh, I'm traumatised. He went, best day of my life.
He loved it, didn't he?
Because, and I think it was the best day of his life, because he scored the winner, and he just loves, and that's his dream, and he loves to play football, and he just loves to play. He just loves the game of football, and he really enjoyed captaining his boyhood club
at St Andrews
and scoring the winner.
Yeah, and it was. Let's face it, it was justice. I've spoken to a few reasonable Blues fans on Twitter as well, and they're saying actually their respect for Grealish is now massive for the way he handled it, and they realise what a good player he actually is. He's not overhyped, because he isn't overhyped. He's a phenomenal
footballer. Like,
I love watching him. As I said in one of our other videos,
he's getting better as well.
I got a massive smile on my face every time I watch him because he's just a joy to watch. He's a lovely footballer. If I was half as good at anything as Jack Grealish was as a footballer, I'd be pleased. Yeah. He's so good. Yeah.
He's a bit like my mate, Gaza.
Huh? Hey, mate. Dolan bumped into Gaza the other day in London, didn't you? You had your photo with Gaza.
That was class. Pretty class. That, like.
What was he like?
Well, yeah, it was literally for like 2 minutes. But do you ever just get somebody that you see and you're like, is that Gaza?
Ian Taylor.
Well, yeah.
Not anymore.
But Gaza, like, it's Gaza.
Yeah, icon.
Absolute legend. Yeah, he let me born it.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah, and he said to me,
"Did you have that beard?"
Yeah,
well, only a few days ago.
Saturday, he said to me, "Do you want a picture?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Maybe he wanted a picture of you. Did you say follow me back on? You tweeted? You tweet? Didn't you tagged him in the tweet?
No, he is on Twitter. I tagged him on Instagram. He's on Twitter.
Gaz is on Twitter. Yeah,
I don't know if you're on Twitter.
He used to be on Twitter anyway.
No, I tagged him on Instagram, but
yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
It's all right. Just move away quickly. The Luke Roper competition. The guy who won, correct me if I'm wrong. He never got back to us. I didn't see anything. If he has tried to get,
what did he win?
He was going to win £100 Luke Roper voucher, but we've given it enough time now, so we're going to have to give it to the second place, which is Alex Wither. He was asking about it actually in the Instagram live that we did.
Thing?
Yeah, you have won the Luke Roper £100 voucher. So if you get in touch with one of us, get in touch with the Villa View, we will inform you how you can collect that £100 voucher. Spend it wisely. Some good gear. I'd wait actually because there's some good gear about to come out. That jumper I showed you. There's some good gear. Well, don't get into it now.
He does some nice jackets.
Yeah, there's some good gear about to come out.
I'm still waiting on some of those jackets to be sent through. Like, yeah. Medium.
I don't know, medium.
I'll just
come on.
Put it right there.
Come on. Yeah, so Alex Wither, you will take on the prize because we've not heard anything from the original winner that was, I don't want to, Trevor Spence. We just never heard of you, mate. Apologies if you have tried. We have not seen it. So we're going to have to give it to Alex Wither.
Okay.
Yeah. Alex Wither, he's dancing in the street right now. FBA's, Dolan. We're trying to get ourselves up for an award again. Didn't win last year. Massive failure on the Villa View's behalf, but we're up for three.
Three?
I think it is. Well, we could potentially go into three categories. I'm saying we're up for three. We're not up for three at all. No. We could potentially go in for three categories. So we've seen quite a lot. I've seen quite a lot of votes actually on Twitter for us. So the Villa View public, you're really doing us a huge favour there. Thanks for all the votes that you've done so far. But check our social media and it'll tell you how you can nominate us for either. Well, I say either for all of these. Hopefully, best club creator. And also best podcast at the Football Blogging Awards. So as I say, we were nominated last year. We got to the final 10. We didn't quite see it over the line, did we?
You were gutted, weren't you? You were furious.
I'd had a few beers, to be fair, mate, on the video. So
had a few scoops.
Yeah. So yeah, check our social media channels for how to do that. We'd really appreciate your support, and we do appreciate all the support that we get. You've got a celebrity question, haven't you? The Villa View public will be shocked to learn.
You're making this out as if
it's a celebrity question.
I didn't court it. I didn't court the question. It just
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying it's a celebrity question because it is.
Actually, tell a lie. I did.
So you did then?
Yeah, I did.
No, that's a surprise, isn't it? Go on and read it.
Friend of the channel.
Friend of the channel.
Mr. Bradley Wiggins.
We'll come on to friend of the channel as well after this.
Who voted for us?
Bradley Wiggins. Yeah, Bradley Wiggins has voted for us in the FBI. So if you've not done it yet.
Sir Bradley Wiggins.
So Brad's up for it.
AKA Sports Personality of the Year.
Read the question. Towards the mic.
At some point, Jack at some point more than likely be poached. Should he leave now as a legend at a young age and always be honoured upon the mighty Villa fans as... What's he written here?
You're struggling to read that.
What's he written
here? Do you
want
me to read it?
Yeah.
Right, this is...
I think it's Wiggles' grammar.
At some point, Jack Grealish will most likely be poached. Should he leave a legend now at this young age and then always be honoured upon his return? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. He then says, when the mighty Villa return to the top flight, will anyone deny Jack a move, or do they think he should see promotion out with Villa? Obviously, we're going to say he should stay forever and see out promotion with Villa.
I think he will stay next year.
Do you?
I really do.
You been speaking to his brother?
No.
So I'm torn. If we don't go up, I don't think anyone can begrudge in the Prem.
I think.
But do you think the captaincy will make a big difference?
Captaincy was like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It was a stroke of genius.
Yeah.
And can I just say on that point, people questioning Grealish as a captain.
Sunday. Well, we've won 3 out of 3 with him as the captain.
Yeah, but Sunday, like.
You've got a dilemma here, though.
What?
Well, your best mate's the club captain.
Yeah.
What's happens there?
Speaking to him today, actually.
Yeah.
He's back soon.
Is he back soon? Someone's asked that. Dave Alford, I think he was.
He stepped up his gym work this week, and he's been running on water on the water treadmill, and it's just a case of his knee being able to keep the swelling down.
I mean, if James Chester's divulged that privately, you've just completely ruined him by reading that out.
Nah, that's right.
Okay, you sure? Okay, well, there we go. We're bringing you an exclusive there, as revealed by Chris, the celeb follower Dolan. Darren Healy asked this question, and Gary MJ and Daniel Southall have alluded to it as well. How do we fit Axel and Chester back in? When everyone's fit, what is the back line?
We go from having one fit centre-back at the club to having 5.
I mean, this is assuming everyone's fit at the same time, which never seems to happen. But let's say everyone is fit for the purpose of this question. What's the back four?
It's got to be Mings and Chester, House or Hawes at left back, and Elmo at right back.
Where's Twanzaba? Just ride him off because he's not going to be in next season.
I think we've got a better chance of keeping Mings than we do Twanzaba.
Oh, I think there's no chance of keeping Twanzaba.
And
but if you want to win games, you play your best team, don't you? Because I think what people are alluding to is that Chester's been phenomenal for us.
But he's the best centre back in the championship.
Chester?
Yeah, without a doubt. So he has to come back in.
Yeah, but do you not think the way we want to play, perhaps, and this is me playing devil's advocate, because I'd have Chester back in.
He's good in the ball.
But I think you'd have a job not playing Twanzaba. I really do. It's difficult. I wouldn't like to make this decision. Hawes is the only one.
But he also gets his 6.
The two that are nailed on there in that back four for me are the Hawes at left back and Mings at left centre back because he's left footed. Chester, Twanzaba. You could play Twanzaba at right back possibly instead of Elmo.
Could do, but Elmo's got a better delivery and he's probably more mobile.
But Twanzaba struggled at right back, didn't he, under Bruce? But maybe under Smith and a more expansive manager.
Yeah.
Twanzaba do better at right back.
We're yet to see him at right back.
He's played right back for Man U, hasn't he, as well in the past against Arsenal? Yeah. I remember him playing there. And he did
played
a good job.
for us, right back a few times under Bruce, but he wasn't very successful, was he?
Yeah. It's difficult. It'd be a nice problem to have going into the end of the season, having options. But no one's fit.
Yednak to come in as well, centre back.
Calm down, mate. I feel sorry for Yednak a little bit. He's just completely out of it, isn't he? And he's a good pro, a really good pro. And he's been a good signing for Villa, if we're being honest.
He dragged us through the playoff semi last year.
He really did.
He literally single-handedly drove us through that game.
He's a beast, vocal as well. Oh, I like Yednak.
Quality, mate.
Yeah,
but
he won't be here next season.
I think it's time's
so, yeah, we've completely dodged that question, to be fair, because I think it'd be a miracle if everyone's fit at the same time, but it's good to have those options. Twanzaba's due back in training, isn't he? They reckon the Blackburn game end of March could be his return.
Yeah, and then Lansbury's fit as well, but he's not going to get near that team, is he?
There's an argument that Twanzaba could play defensive mid as well.
We don't need.
No, I wouldn't change our midfield three. I'm just saying there's an argument that he could play there.
Well, there's not, because we don't need him to play there.
But he could play there, is what I'm saying. Stop being facetious. He could play there. Let's finish on this question. I like this question. It's a good one. Jason G, AVFC. Who do you think is going to win Fans Player of the Season at the moment? I think it's out McGinn and Tammy, personally.
McGinn or Tammy, but probably McGinn because he's ours.
Yeah,
we own him.
I don't know, mate. Tammy's become the first player to score 20 plus for God knows how long.
Yeah, but he's on loan.
But it doesn't matter. He's had a good season. He had a good season.
Yeah, but it's like he's not our player, so I think we deserve to give it to one of our own players.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but Tammy is our player currently.
Yeah,
he's playing for Aston Villa.
I'd give it to McGinn.
We're wanting him to score every week.
I'd give it to McGinn.
I think McGinn will win it.
Just his sheer work rate, his consistency, his energy, his personality. He's just quality. Like
last season, there was quite a few contenders, wasn't there? When we were being asked this question last season,
Johnson, Snodgrass,
Chester, Grealish,
Adoma.
There was a lot of candidates last season.
Yeah,
because it's been quite an up and down season this year. It doesn't feel as if there's as many candidates.
It would have been Jack if he had stayed fit, but
he's missed 3 months. You're not getting player of the season when you miss 3 months, are you?
And then at the back, then Mings is. I'm sure you'd bring Mings into the show. Mix.
No, you wouldn't. You can't. No, we're saying Jack's not played for 3 months.
Yeah, it's true.
You can't then give it to Tyra Mings, can you?
True.
I think that does it, Dolan. I think we're done. Quick shout out for Mike Dean. I thought he did well last night.
I thought he did well too.
To give refs praise.
I thought he did all right. Yeah.
Tom won't be out. Tom was saying that you can't give him praise though because the Forest fans were hammering him. That's what Tom said.
I thought he'd give them equally their fair share of free kicks as he did with us.
I think fans just get irate because we get so many free kicks because of Grealish, but I don't look at any of those and think, oh, that wasn't a foul. No. I think every time, that's a nailed-on foul.
I do look at their second goal and go, oh, that's harsh. But we should have had a penalty. McGinn got thrown off the ball.
Yeah, that was a penalty at the end.
That was a penalty.
I got to say, I thought what's his name? Bellarama, and I didn't like it.
He's a brat, isn't he? Like?
I didn't like it. I felt like he had a bit of an attitude because he's won the league with Leicester, I think. I think he was there.
Was he?
I could be wrong there. Don't quote me. That could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he was there when Leicester won the league in the squad.
Don't worry, I didn't know.
Well, we'll look that up afterwards. So let's just presume it's right for now, and let's fingers crossed it is right. Thanks ever so much for bearing with us in this podcast. Feels like a bit of a ramble at times, but it's just so much to talk about. And you go off on tangents, but it just feels good to be happy again, doesn't it? To be fair, if you have enjoyed this video, then make sure you're giving it a like, and if you're watching via iTunes, then give us a review. Comment below at this podcast your thoughts on Villa at the moment. Cyberdon, I'm looking at you because I always enjoy reading your monologues, even if I don't always reply. If you don't already subscribe to the Villa View with your post notifications on, then if you could do that, that would be absolutely fantastic. And don't forget to try and support us in the FBAs. We really, really hope you'll give us your support if you enjoy our content, because it would mean a lot to try and win the Football Blogging Awards after the failure of last year. Not that I'm bitter at all. There will be a fan cams on Saturday, but unfortunately I'm not there, so it won't be me doing it. It could be a Rollo one-man band again, unless James Rushton's going to step in and do it. I'm not sure, but there will be a fan cams.
Max Roberts?
No, it won't be Max. No way. No way. No, Max Roberts is
Can we mention, actually, just before we cut off, the potential meetup that we spoke about on Instagram Live? I know you don't like me interrupting you.
No, it's I've got to say, Don, that's the right thing to do, because I've missed something. Yeah.
Take it away.
Ignore the rest of the outro. We'll just pretend I've done it again at the end. We were talking earlier. We're talking about friends of the podcast and things like that. And we're saying we get so many comments and stuff, and you obviously get the regulars that people comment. I can't think of anyone's name. Dave Alford, Peter Luckhurst. You see people on their side on blue. You see people in these comments, and I've never met these people. And I'd like to repay some gratitude and meet some of these people and thank them for watching our content. So we're talking about perhaps holding some kind of event at the end of the season. I'm not sure what at this stage. It's a very, very early days for this idea, but it'd be nice for me, you, Tom, Rollo, to get together with the people that watch the Villa View, people that do fan cams and stuff, Adam Wright, little Tom, Richard Griffiths, just get together with the Villa View community, for want of a better word, and just try and hold some kind of Villa event and meet each other, have a few beers, and hopefully celebrate what will end up being a successful season for Villa. So if that's something you would be interested in, then let us know on social media, let us know in the comments, and we'll try and sort something out. I feel like you'd be the best person to sort that out. I feel like you've got a bit of events history.
Not in Birmingham. I could sort it out in London, but I think we'd have to hold it in Birmingham. But I think it'd be it's a great idea.
It'd be great to meet people.
You brought up this evening. I think it'd be a really good idea.
So maybe even if we towards the end of the season, if a game's on TV or something, an away game, get everyone together in a venue to watch an away game. Just something. Let us know in the comments. Go back and listen to the outro that I did before that, and that tells you everything you need to know about the outro. Stick with the channel, stick with the Villa, up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.